We appreciate that it is a really difficult time when you have a friend or family member pass away. This video highlights the most important things that should happen immediately. Please note this is just a suggested order.
A death must be registered within 5 days after the date of death occurring. The death must be registered at the Register Office for births, deaths, marriages and civil partnerships for the district where the person died. If you do not know where this is, contact the local authority, visit its website or visit the DirectGov website. You will need several copies of the certificate to send out when giving notice of the death to banks, building societies, insurance companies and so on.
When you register the death, you will need to know date and place of death, full name of the person who has died, including any former names, occupation, last address, details for the person's spouse or civil partner, whether living or deceased, and information about any state benefits the person was receiving.
It is not essential to find the will before the funeral. However, it is best to find it, or at least a copy of it, as soon as possible after the death, because the person who has died may have said in the will what kind of funeral he or she wanted, and the administration of the estate always goes a little bit more smoothly if the executors are involved from the start.
Some people do keep a copy of their will at home. However, if you cannot find a copy, it might be worth checking with the solicitors itself or even the bank or building society which that person had assets or banked with. Failing that in last resort, you'll be able to conduct a certainty will search, which some solicitors do happen to use.
When registering the death, the registrar issues a certificate for burial or cremation. This needs to be handed to the funeral director. Many people leave notes saying what kind of funeral they would like, or they express their wishes in their wills.
You should look through the papers of the person who has died to see if there's anything relating to a prepaid funeral plan. If they don't have a plan, then whilst bank accounts are frozen on death, they will allow for funeral expenses to be paid from that account as an exception.
One of the first things that you should do when visiting the deceased property is to look for anything you can find in respect of the buildings and contents insurance. Then call the insurers to ensure that the building and its contents are still adequately covered.
Take the security precautions that you would take when leaving your own home empty for a while, such as locking all doors and windows, stopping deliveries of papers and milk, and removing valuable items so that passers-by cannot easily see them.
As soon as possible after the death, but not necessarily before the funeral, find up-to-date papers and information relating to the person's assets and debts. If the deceased had an accountant, they will be extremely helpful in locating assets.
At Brochures, we offer a 30-minute free consultation for anyone who is dealing with the administration of an estate. Therefore, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us.